Are you a first-time home buyer and you have no idea what it takes to get into a home? Well, in this video, I'm gonna share with you the 8-step process of what it really takes to own a home. And you're gonna be extremely surprised on how easy it really is. So stay tuned because we're gonna get after it right now. So the step 8 process, is it really as hard as most people think? No, it is really not. And that is what I'm going to share with you. It's the step 8 process of how easy it really is to get into a home. And I'm going to give you a story with that because I have a friend of ours who is named Gina and Adam, sweet couple. And I might be using Gina and Adam throughout this video because they are a prime living example that, hey, they just don't know what they don't know. And guess what? They're closing on their home next Friday, right? After meeting them 2 months ago, here they are closing on their home next Friday after years of sitting on the sideline. So with all that being said, let me jump into step number 1. So step number 1 of the step 8 process is ideally you want to get a pre-approval. Now, why do you want to get a pre-approval? That's because it sets your left and right parameter limits of what you can really afford, right? Because more often than not, I work with people that are looking at, let's say, $1 million homes with a pre-approval of $750,000 or vice versa. Maybe sometimes this happens more often than not. Again, I'm working with people that are looking at $300,000 homes, not realizing that they can push it up to $600,000. Right? And so there's always a misconception and most people just don't know what they don't know. So in this step, this is where you get with that mortgage loan officer, right? We have some people we extremely recommend that I've worked with hundreds of times that can do this to the extreme and get it done for you as quick as 30 minutes. To be honest with you, as long as you have your ducks in line, they can take care of it like this. It's that simple. Now, this sets your left and right parameter limits, but also gives you a realistic expectation of like, okay, I can afford a $500,000 or $600,000 house now that I have that pre-approval. And a lot of people get that misconception, hey, this is the number one hurdle of people buying a home because they think you need 20% down. They think you need an 850 FICO score. They think you need to make $1 million a year just to get into a home. That is not the case, and everyone is different. Okay, so everyone it works differently. Everyone has a different scenario. There's different credit scores, different income, right? And so a lot of different variables. So Gina and Adam sat on the sidelines for years because they thought that they needed that perfect credit score. Be honest with you, that's what they said to me, is they thought they needed a perfect credit score, right? Because they weren't where they really wanted to be. Come to find out, hey, they got pre-approved the first time they submitted an application and they were just amazed, like outstanding, like they were just, whoa, mind blown. I can't even think of the words. They were just so happy, right? Because again, they just didn't know what they didn't know and they thought they had to be at, extremely high levels in order just to get in home, but that's not always the case. So you always want to speak to that mortgage loan officer or that mortgage professional to get a pre-approval. And if you need further help with that, again, we have the tools and the resources and the people that we partner with in order to get you where you need to be. Okay, so that is step number 1. Now, step number 2 is you consider your needs. Now, what does that mean, consider my needs? Exactly how it sounds. This is where real estate professionals come into play, is we sit down with you and we consider your needs, the nitty and gritty down to the detail. What is the minimum square foot you want in the house? What's the minimum lot size? What's the minimum beds, minimum baths, right? Do you want a pool? Do you want a spa? Doesn't matter if it has it. If it has it, it has it. If it doesn't, it doesn't, right? These things are important to us. Do you prefer a 1-story, a 2-story? How many renovations? Lots, little, or none, right? So these are the questions that us real estate professionals love to ask because it gives us a clear picture that, hey, we know exactly what you're looking for. Do you like HOA or do you not? Do you like to be in a community that's gated or you prefer to not be gated, right? Do you like amenities in a community? Do you not like amenities, right? Is this a forever home or do you know you're only going to live here for 5 years, right? All these things are important questions to help us identify the perfect home for you. And that is why we always consider your needs down to the nitty and gritty. After we consider your needs, it's step number 3. And then that is you decide to buy. You sit down like Gina and Adam did, and they talked it out. They gave me a phone call 3 hours later and say, hey, Jonathan, we're going to decide to purchase a home. Let's go do it. Step number 4 is you're shopping for homes. Now, this is the most exciting part of the home buying process is you are out there actively searching for a house, and it's so much fun. You're seeing, you can see 10 homes, 20 homes, right? And by that time you identified what you really, really want. And it's so much fun because you're seeing all these different houses that you can compare and think just different, images of, okay, I want to put this over here, that over there, right? It just gives you a great outlook of what you really, really want. And once you identify that house that you're like, this is the one for me, Jonathan, or whomever, this is the house I really, really want. Great, you move into step number 5, and that is making the offer. Now, this is one of the more important steps in the 8-step process to getting yourself into a home, right? Now, why is this an important process? It is because of the simple fact that, hey, I will let you know this time and time again that I see is we go out, see homes, you fall in love with the home, and yes, it is the biggest financial decision of your life, and you decide to think about it for, let's say, 3 days, 3 to 5 days. Well, 3 to 5 days goes back. Jonathan, I want to buy this home. Great, let's submit the offer. And then we hear back, hey, we already accepted something. Sorry, you're not even in the running anymore, right? We missed our opportunity. And that's something that happens more often than not. So you need to be prepared. If you love the home, be prepared to write it right away. That way you have a fighting chance, right? Because again, you know as well as I know, in this market, things can go pretty quickly. A lot of things don't last a weekend or even 2 weekends. So it's a very important thing that, hey, if you really love the home and you know it's the right home for you, you have to make the decision just to put yourself in the door, and that is making the offer, right? So that's step number 5. Now, step number 6, right? Once we got our foot in the door, we got accepted and they loved us, step number 6 is you leave the details to us. This is where we come into play. We have the team, we have the transaction coordinator, the account manager that's taking care of the file, and we're gonna send you everything that you need to know, whether it's NHD reports, seller disclosures. We'll review them with you if need be as well, and making sure you know exactly what you're looking at. And all you're doing is reviewing and signing. This is the time where we get inspections done on the house to ensure that the house is in good standing. And I like to call the 3 S's all the time. It's safety, structure, and security. If the house has all 3, more than likely it's good standing, beautiful, nice home. But if there's one that's lagging, there's definitely an issue, right? And that's why we have home inspection. So you leave the details to us and let the professionals handle it for you. Now, step number 7. After we've done all the nitty and gritty, we've done all the paperwork, we've done all our inspections, and we're dang near towards the end. This is step number 7, and that is final review and sign. Well, what are you reviewing? It's all those loan documents that took you up to this point if you decided to go that loan route, right? So here you go, you're signing your loan documents, you're committing to your 15, 30 year, whatever mortgage you got. And then step number 8, the most exciting step, is you get your keys. This is where I come into play. I meet you at the house, we got your key, we got your house all set up, we got your gifts, we got you some champagne or whatever you like to drink. We're pouring it in our little glass bottle and we're sipping. You guys are moving in, you guys are enjoying life, and it's a beautiful, beautiful process, right? So that's number 8. So that's the whole process there. So that's the step process 1 through 8, A to Z on purchasing a home. So this is the path to home ownership, is this 8-step process. Now, the reason I love to give you education is because I was given this education many, many years ago through a great buddy of mine named Jeff. I went through my first home, many different realtors. Before I even became a real estate agent, I went through many different realtors, 3 different realtors before I found the right one, Jeff, right? Because I just didn't know what I didn't know. And I wasn't educated like I am today. So this is why we love to give this education to you, is because we are paying it forward. So if you're having an issue with someone and you're not getting the results that you think you need to have, you can always definitely comment down below. You can always give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or schedule a Zoom also down below in the link, because we'll love to help you make that smooth move to wherever you're moving to here in Southern California. We'll love to share the 8-step process with you and take care of everything for you. So if you have any questions or comments, definitely comment down below. And thank you for watching Living in South California.